Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Girard Perregaux R&D 01 Chronograph East Coast Jewelry 20th Anniversary Limited Edition of 20 pieces. You can see and you can purchase this timepiece on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Girard Perregaux R&D 01 limited edition of 20 pieces. Now, East Coast Jewelry is a major retailer of many esteemed brands with several locations in South Florida, so as a former local to Miami, I can say that it's not only a pillar of the watch collecting community down there, but also the point of origin for many memorable special series, the most memorable having stemmed from the 2006 20th anniversary celebrations. Now, we've seen Ulysse Nardin, Blancpain, we've seen Hublot, and of course Girard Perregaux. This 20-piece special series features signature East Coast Jewelry yellow and black colors with highlights of red. It's also perhaps the ultimate driver's chronograph, rivaling Jaeger-LeCoultre's Amvox 2. But let's talk about the fundamentals of fit and feel. The watch is 43 millimeters across the round of the case, not inclusive of the reverse chronograph crowns as well as the winding and setting crown. There's also a unique crown guard and internal rotating bezel control at 4 o'clock. This watch offers an awful lot of content, and it actually packs it into a fairly compact space, all things considered. 43 is the distance from 9 to 3. The distance across the wrist is substantial, as the watch measures 54.3 millimeters, but it has generously sloped, tightly downturned lugs that do nicely arc around a smaller wrist. My 16-centimeter wrist can wear the watch, and in my estimation, even a 15-centimeter circumference wrist would be able to wear this watch well. It's big, but it's not a bully. Now, the watch is thick, I will admit that. 14 millimeters with many crowns. There are opportunities for tighter sleeves to get hung up, and some impediments to the motion of a cuff. However, the watch is designed to be worn perhaps in informal attire or even over Nomex coveralls, so I wouldn't worry about fitting it underneath a sleeve. Now, you can see the watch is equipped with the signature limited edition 20th anniversary strap that was built for the model. This one from Girard Perregaux is entirely new and unworn, with the correct contrasting yellow stitch and medium rectangular scale alligator leather. It's substantial, thick cut with sheer sides and the contrasting stitch, calfskin on the underside, with the Girard Perregaux steel high-polished pin buckle for easy adjustability. The case is surprisingly nuanced. The lines are chunky but sexy. It has many long, extended, flowing curves. There's also a handsome contrast between the satin finish of the caseband and lugs and the high polish of the sensuously curved domed bezel. Moving into the dial proper, you can see there is a lot going on here. You have the ability to time two concurrent events by lining the index up with the minute hand, or should you choose the hour hand, you can time two events using the chronograph, which you can see in operation, and the bezel. You can also screw the bezel in, because it has that functionality, to secure your bezel. You've screwed in the crown, you've fixed the bezel in place. It's not a diver with 5 ATM water resistance, but it does have solidly more protection, hermeticity, and as you can see, that burly crown guard, external shielding than you would expect on a high and dry motorsports chronograph. Additional functionality comes in the form of radial chronograph seconds and minutes, the two most critical metrics being easily readable radially, as oftentimes minutes on a sub-register, especially during the wee hours of a 12 or 24-hour race, can become difficult to read at a glance, thus radial seconds and minutes. Now, the watch does have the distinction between AM and PM with a 24-hour scale that is coordinated to the local hours at center. It's not part of the chronograph. Chronograph hours are at 12. That 24-hour scale, for those of you who may perhaps be following motorsports remotely, that's there so you know when to get up to watch the final 2 hours of the 24 hours of Le Mans if you are a lightweight. If you're like me, you're riveted to the set and you won't need that, but it's an extra feature that's nice to have. Otherwise, the watch features wonderful contrast thanks to the East Coast Jewelry yellow dial base and high contrast painted Arabic numerals on top. All of the Arabic numerals, as well as the minute hand and the hour hand, are abundantly luminescent, so a true sports watch, this one glows like a torch when you're trying to to keep up with your favorite race at 1 a.m. Now, the watch features a manufacturer, Girard Perregaux 33CO chronograph caliber. It's a 33CO AD. Automatic winding. It features a 46-hour power reserve. It's nicely decorated, as you can see the linear Cote de Genève across the winding mass as well as the bridges. An engine-turned and tight micro-perlage pattern across the base plate. It does feature a vertical clutch chronograph module, and I should mention that it features inverted pushers because the R&D 01 was designed to be used by motorsports enthusiasts and drivers. It was judged that it was easier to use chronograph pushers when they were accessible via the thumb, and thus the watch features 9 o'clock side pushers, and they're inverted, with the bottom pusher stopping and starting the chronograph, and the top pusher resetting the registers. Of course, the manufacturer movement is the base. It's an ultra-thin 3300 base. It does feature a date. However, the date, which is at 6 o'clock, is actuated by using the case side pusher adjuster. This is in some ways the prodigal son returning home. As I remember, back in August of 2014, this was one of perhaps the first 10 watches I reviewed for the channel. They say you can't go home again, and it's true. That watch was 20 of 20. This one is number 5 of 20. All the same, this watch makes me feel like home. A little piece of Miami followed me north, and it can follow you home on our website.